I know everybody's been waiting on a project update to the Fc150, and today is that day. It's finally stopped raining here in South Carolina, so I've got enough time to come out here and enjoy this lovely cloudy weather and get some welding done. I have to basically close in the seat portions of left and right side on the back end where it's just completely gone. And the floor is going to be a wood replacement that I'm going to do a custom kind of setup for. But first of all, we have to get these bed sides kind of stabilized so that we can flip it over and work on it. I've got a lot of replacement metal to put in. We have both angle iron, we've got bed frame, we've got a 4x8 sheet of steel, 16 gauge, and we're going to use all the old metal that wasn't completely rusted through to fill in these holes. Because if I can reuse, I would much rather reuse than just buy new. The new sheet is for the sides. We're actually going to be doing hinging sides that flip up because this bed is going to have an air compressor and an onboard stick welder. So I'm going to need the side to open up so I can get into it. This is all going to be time-lapse, so enjoy the show. All right, that's a stopping point for now. We're gonna pick this back up tomorrow. I actually had to change clothes because when I was welding, I felt like a shoot of warmth up my arm and then across my chest and down the other arm. And you can't see it in the video, but I was actually catching my shirt on fire. The tiny threads, I guess, were igniting from the sparks, and it was actually burning across the shirt like a flash. It was kind of funny. But we've got both the left and right seats kind of started. I used new metal for this one. I didn't have enough replacement metal to actually use. We will be able to finish this right side with just metal from the bed already. I actually, during the video, fell through the bed, so I think that's going to be kind of the next big thing that we do tomorrow. We'll put in our C-channel all the way around to kind of set up the bed to accept the wood planks, and then we'll go ahead and get our wood planks in because I actually fell through right in the middle there and busted my shin up pretty good. I got to walk around a little while. I'll try to slow it down and see if I can catch it in the video because it was funny. I mean, it hurt, but whatever. So it's coming out really good. The bed has a lot more stability. Still, the bed needs to be welded to the actual crossbars, which is why it still has so much mobility in it. Once we weld it down to the crossbars, when we put the C-channel in, that's what that will accomplish. The bed will be super stiff again, and then once we get the bed plate screwed down, I'm going to add more cross pieces because these old C-channel or these old brackets are just old and nasty, so we're going to junk them. Now, something interesting, and maybe somebody out there will know, there are two holes located here and here on the bed, and they're oblong shaped holes, so I know it wasn't an aftermarket add-on because it's definitely a factory hole in the sheet metal, but it's a small oval shaped hole, kind of elongated like a pill, and there's two of them, equal parts. Now for this truck bed, they had covered them with Bondo to seal them, which is pretty common when you've got these old Jeeps. People just kind of adapt them as they go. But it would be really interesting to find out possibly what those were for. Now we've banged our corner back into a straight line, which surprisingly enough, from original, it was all kind of Swiss cheesed wonky. Both the inner panels and this upper portion had been hit and kind of turned down, but I was able to bring it back up straight and get it nice and tight in there. There's still some rust in the body panels, and even there's holes in the bed. To be honest, I don't care. I'm really just getting it back together so I can throw crap in it and haul it. The next project will be, of course, put in the C-channel, go ahead and get the kind of the stability of the bed back. We'll be cutting out a lot of old metal still because, you know, as much of the cancer as I can get out, I would prefer to. And then we're going to flip the wheel well over. Like anybody, I have a ton of ideas about what I might want to do with this Jeep. One of the big ones is put a camper shell over the rear of it. Now, I did actually see on Willie's Works, maybe? Anyways, I saw a link to an ad where somebody was actually selling a hard shell top for an Fc150. I thought that was really cool. So I snapped a bunch of screenshots of it, and I may attempt to make one myself. To be honest, I'll go buy an old camper. You can pick them up for $200–300 in South Carolina, and just tow it off somebody's property. And I might be able to use that material to build myself an actual shell. The back of the truck, I already have a truck, so it's not really necessary. I wanted this for long distance travel and cargo, like trailer hauling, not so much in the bed itself, because the bed's really short. It's only, I'd say 8 feet deep, so it's not very big. And the width is also, you know, it's only 3 feet wide here, and then, you know, the normal 6 feet wide here. So there's not a ton of room. In regards to, I say 6 feet, it's more like 5 feet. There's not a ton of room for cargo, and in a modern day situation, if I need to haul cargo, I'm not going to do it with a narrow bed like this. So a camper shell is a very sensible and really cool concept that I might get into. I have tons of sheet metal left, which is good. I was concerned that I might run out. I'll have enough to cut out the 2 side panels. The way these side panels are going to work is they're going to fold down to close around the wheel well, which will be fixed inside, and then there's going to be a kind of subframe to it. And the idea is it's not only side armor for the kind of components, wiring, that sort of thing hanging out, but it's also going to be kind of a design to make the bed look more proportionate to the body. With this Jeep, for whatever reason, the bed is really short and the body is really tall. A lot of people get this effect by chopping the top. However, it's already really short, the windshield, and when I drive, I have to kind of stoop to see, and the seat's all the way to the ground, so I can't get that any lower. And the only way to do that would be to completely lose visibility. So I thought, instead of shortening the cab, why don't I heighten the bed? All these modern cars have these monstrosities of kind of front ends and rear ends to them. So I figured, why not adapt it into an old classic Jeep? So it'll be kind of a curved design, trying to keep with the similar body lines, because the body lines of the cab are very curvy, very smooth, and the bed is very angular and chopped up a lot. So if I can get those curves back into the bed, that'll kind of tie the front to back and not make it look so, I don't even know the word to describe it. Industrial, I guess, is a word to use. But lots more welding to do. I still have to close in the end of this one, weld this one on, and finish seam welding. But I'm headed out for the moment. I'll be back in a little bit.